To atone for the sins she had committed, the young nun would take out a whip every night. Only after striking 1,000 times could she sleep peacefully. Ellie was a newly graduated novice nun. To temper her willpower, she chose to study in a monastery in the countryside, facing this girl from the big city. The abbess held a grand banquet for her. After dinner, Ellie returned to the room arranged by the abbess, planning to tidy her things and fall asleep quickly. But as she placed her suitcase, she found she could not fit it into the shelf no matter what. Curiosity drove Ellie to bring a stool. After some searching, she pulled out a box. Inside was a pair of scissors and a nun's memorial photo. Just as she wondered about the box's origin, the chair at the door suddenly fell to the ground. Then came a rapid knock at the door. Yet when Ellie gathered her courage to open it, the hallway was completely empty. Only a graffiti mark had appeared on the wall at her door. Ellie instinctively thought it was a prank by the children in the monastery, so she did not take it to heart, and began teaching the children as arranged by the abbess. But during her class, she suddenly noticed a little girl staring at her. When Ellie tried to ask the girl why, the girl was so frightened she wet herself. After the long day of classes ended, Ellie found Anna, who was hanging clothes. A companion nearby was about to explain to Ellie, but Anna immediately cut her off. She casually said it was only curiosity at seeing the new teacher. Although Ellie knew they were lying, she had no choice but to drop the matter for now. At night, a weary Ellie prepared to undress and rest. And then yesterday's scene began to repeat. To catch the prankster, Ellie stayed silent and crept toward the door. But half an hour passed, the knocking never came again. But this time she found a glass ball on the floor. It was rolling forward along a line. Curious, Ellie followed the ball, but as she passed the kitchen, she found the light was still on inside. Ellie suddenly spoke, startling the old nun inside. After calming down, she explained she was preparing breakfast for tomorrow. Then she handed Ellie something to taste. Ellie cautiously took a bite, but the old nun suddenly roared, telling Ellie to eat it all. The next moment, something bizarre happened. Luckily, it was only a nightmare. The string of strange events made Ellie believe she was not devout enough, so she began confessing her sins each night. This seemed to make the Holy Mother see Ellie's devotion. For a week, Ellie was no longer disturbed, until one day, right after Ellie finished her confession, she suddenly heard a child crying upstairs. She hurried upstairs to check. She found out a girl's hair had been cut by someone unknown. Then the deputy abbess came in, cursing and dragging Anna, and in her hand was a pair of scissors. Confronted by the deputy abbess, Anna cried as she recounted what had happened. After using the toilet, she was heading back with her friend, when the bathtub behind her suddenly began to shake, and a human face slowly surfaced in the water. When the water drained, hair was left in the tub, and this scene was witnessed by the deputy abbess. Faced with such seemingly solid evidence, the deputy abbess immediately ruled Anna was lying. Ellie wanted to speak for Anna, but she was stopped by the deputy abbess. Ellie sensed the deputy abbess was hiding something, and the scissors seemed to be the same from the box in her room. To confirm her suspicion, she hurried back and found the little box, and sure enough, the scissors were gone.